Hey everybody, welcome. My name's Dionne Woods with the Turquoise Iris. You are here live. If you are seeing the little red rectangle at the top that says live. If not, you're catching the replay, and I appreciate your time. I appreciate you popping on here. This is a space where I happen to do a lot of painted tutorials, and today we're just working on this piece. We're going to get it finished. I have actually been working on it in my closed group, my Creative Connection, for, I don't know, over a week, I guess. Yeah, we're on day 8, I think. Step by step, we've been doing a little bit here and there, and I wanted to just kind of show off the front a little bit and give you an update. You may have seen the pictures posted, and today I'm going to turn it on its side, and oh, Abby girl, you think I'm talking to you? I'm going to turn it so you can see the side, and then we'll start finishing the sides as well. But today, what we just did in the group, I actually added a little bit of the dark brown shading to the sides. And just so you know, if you're not a fan of wax, you should learn to be. You should learn to be a fan of wax. It's really a way to give a piece of furniture or any kind of finish or artwork a lot of more. It just gives it more depth. So let me stand up. I feel like I'm blocking the piece, but I want you to see what the front of it looks finished, like now that it's finished. And I'm going to start going on the sides and doing a little bit more shading with the sides, and I'm going to use dark brown wax, white wax, and maybe even some clear. Okay. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Our waxes are they're like butter. I don't know if you've ever used a wax before where you have to kind of dig in. That's not fun. That's not fun, especially where it like chips off, it takes a chunk off. But this is more like, I don't know, like a heavy face cream or something. It's really nice. I've also used colors, Bohemian Blue, Farm Fresh, Sandy Blonde, Crinoline. The flowers have Cowgirl Coral, Kissing Booth. I have some Prairie Gray. I have some more Crinoline. I have Golden Ticket. I ended up using some of my acrylic paints in a lime green and a darker green, and then I made a copper. Anyway, this has been a step-by-step process, you guys, where I have sanded and then waxed and then came back and sanded some more, and it's sold already. So it's not done, but it's sold. But I'm going to go ahead and finish it out, and I just want to encourage you guys, if you're not big on sanding, on waxing, that you practice it a little bit more, because it really made this piece come to life. I wanted it to be like, guys, there's a fine line between my great-grandma's style and my style in 2020, 2019, right? I said 2020 because I've been saying that a lot lately, because that's when my son graduates. So it said 2020 was on the tip of my tongue. But it was a fine line, right? I wanted it to be one of those pieces where you didn't look at it and go, oh, we need to paint over that. I wanted it to look like one of those pieces you look at and go, okay, well, never painting over that, okay? But so what I'm going to do today is I just want to turn it on its side, and I'm going to do a little bit of shading with brown and softening with white. And so we'll just do that right now. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. I have one piece on its way to Florida. Nope, I said that wrong. Houston. So James was already here this morning. And then he's coming back in the morning, actually. Picking up a piece going to California. And I'm going to start on another piece. I have my figure studies that are coming out tomorrow. Figure studies are coming out tomorrow. I'm super excited. I only have 3 because the first 12 are already sold. Someone bought them as a set. So I do have 3 available right now, and I have 3 more in the process right there drying. So hopefully I'll have all 6 up. Watching you live from England. I'm so glad that you're here. Mel Twinley. It's nice to meet you, dear. I'm going to start with some shading around just the edges right now. I kind of like to usually frame out my pieces. So either black or dark brown is where I usually go first with that. So you don't need much. I'm telling you, this wax goes a long way. This brush right here is from Paint Pixie. It's a little C, so it's really easy to grab. We also have one that's just our waxing brush, and it has the regular large handle on it. Okay, so I'm gonna take it easy here. Thanks, Q. Thanks, girl. You guys, in just a few short days, I'm gonna have Anissa here from This and That. She's gonna help teach a class in person. We still have a few spots available if you're interested in coming. It'll be in Moore, Oklahoma at Reclaimed Warehouse. We're gonna both paint a piece. She's gonna give away a painting, literally draw a name, and one of the people coming will get to take one of Anissa's paintings home. Friday night she'll be here and do live with me. Q says she's gonna be here at the class as well and here. My guess is on Friday night, we are going to do a painting together. I'm hoping we can do a collaboration between Anissa and I and Q maybe, and all three of us do a painting and collaborate together. I don't know. You know what? I haven't asked them that. So I see that Q's on there. Can we do that, Q? Ha. Maybe we can do a collaboration painting. Guys, I'm just doing the sides. I'm gonna go all the way down and just kind of frame it out a little bit. I am telling you, if you use DIY wax, a little goes a long ways. You can buy one of these jars right here. It's gonna last you a long time. It's the 13 ounce. I have people flying in from Chicago. We have She Paints. Kristen Calhoun is gonna come on in this weekend from South Carolina. I have lots of people come from Texas and Oklahoma. Of course, Anis is coming from Kansas. So we have, see, Jennifer Neighbors is coming from Kansas City. We have lots of people. It's gonna be wonderful. I think Texas is showing up more than Oklahoma though. Texas people are awesome. I dreamt we did last night. Q. Q dreamt that we did a collaboration, the three of us. So we'll do that. We'll get out a big canvas. I've got a really big one, Q. I've got like a 4x4 even. That may be too big, but I've got a 3x3 we can use. And the three of us can paint for Friday Night Live. Try to mix all of our styles. That should be interesting, right? Maybe I should take a vote and ask you guys what we should paint. Like, what do you guys think we should paint together on Friday Night Live? So if Anissa's here and I'm here and Q's here, do we paint flowers? Do we paint girls? Do we paint Betty? What do we paint? Do we just do an abstract? We gotta incorporate, we gotta find a way to incorporate all of our styles. And I'm gonna start from the top right here, guys, but I'm just gonna drop my brush straight down and not go down but about 6 inches. Guys, if you missed the front of this wardrobe, I'm gonna post pictures of it later today because the front is completely done. And I'm gonna, as soon as I'm done waxing, I'm gonna go ahead and take it in and let the sides dry. I'm gonna go ahead and take photographs of it because I can't wait to show you guys what this looks like. I'm just gonna go straight down with this darker wax, really soft, all the way down on both sides. Thanks for being so supportive of my girl Q yesterday. I did have a family funeral and then had another event going on last night. And I just couldn't get here, so I saw that you guys were loving on her. She went live by herself on my page, so thank you for that. Thank you for doing Friday Night Live, Q. You did a wonderful job, and your jewelry box turned out so cute. Well, that just looked like weirdo. That got way too heavy. So let me grab a rag. That's no big deal. I always say, nobody panic. We're gonna also be putting white wax over this, so all is good. But I did not plan on having that little piece there. And then I'm gonna go over all the dark in case I left any chunks off my brush. I'm gonna make sure I get that. If you get a spot like this, guys, and you don't care for it, like if it's really bad, I'm not worried about this at all because I'm using other colors. You can always go back with clear and just kind of rub it back off and it will pull the brown back off. But for me, the way I'm doing this, I don't mind that one bit. Okay, so we've got some shading. So I'm gonna come back with white. Hi, Michelle. Yeah, we're gonna do the side now. Stinking cold where I am. How about you guys? I know some people are getting a lot of rain today, especially out west. I'm just gonna put a light white finish over it, just a little bit as well, not much. It's not even gonna be as evenly dispersed either. But this piece is very old and the finish is very worn. So the wood grain is very visible, and so what's happening is the wood grain is grabbing a hold of this white wax and giving it even more texture, which I am in love with. Texture, I love it. So one of the ladies in my group has already bought this piece. I'm excited to get it done for her and show her. Sorry, I'm having a hard time reading from here because the sun is right behind the camera. So if someone's asking me something, I'll get back to you. So this was dark brown and now I'm using white, just a little bit, okay, not much. I'm gonna start a new piece next week, this coming week. And it's another wardrobe. It's more shades of blue, so hopefully you guys can tune in for that. That should be a lot of fun too. I get to use one of my favorite colors, which is mint chip. And she wants me to use about 5 or 6 different colors, so we can paint that together as well. That I need it all to dry, but let's go to the bottom here and let's put a little bit more brown down below for some shading as well. And I'm going to pull the blinds here because it's getting really bright. Everybody still with me? Am I driving y'all bonkers? I'm trying to keep things still. Okay, here we go. Hi, Nikki. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So let's put some shading over down here now. And then white, yeah. I believe my customer is going to use this piece in her entryway. Yay! She was going to do like in the, what'd she say, bathroom maybe? I don't know, but I can't remember, but she decided after she saw it that it needs to be in a little bit more visible spot. Right in her entryway, which I think would be wonderful. Thank you. So I'm going to pull that dark back. I'm going to pull all the way down to the bottom. I'm just shadowing just a little bit. It's just, you don't need a whole lot of shading. Otherwise, it's just too abrupt, and we want to keep it soft, in my opinion. Guys, I was telling everybody in my group earlier, you know, I had a family funeral yesterday, and just to tell you a little bit about the man that we had to say goodbye to. He wanted everybody to celebrate his life, right? He didn't want anybody upset, and so a couple of things. When we got to the actual cemetery for the graveside, his one request was that we all get together and sing the national anthem. So that was a first. Thank you for saying you're sorry. It was really heartbreaking, but he tried to keep it light, and so we all stood around, and as loud as we could, we all sang the national anthem. That was a first for me. Has anybody else ever done that? Oh, he wanted to keep things humorous, and he made us laugh several times. He actually recorded his voice when he got sick, and he sang a song to his children, and they played that, and he was already on oxygen tape, so his voice wasn't real clear. He was 72. Very special, but he sang. Again, I had never had anybody do that before at a funeral, so he had several things during his funeral that were unique. He was able to plan. All right, guys, this is doing perfect. I'm loving it. I'm not brushing off this hair. One of Abby's hair flew. I have the heater blowing, and one of Abby's hair flew onto that. Okay, and now I'm going to come back with my white. Right? Yeah, Nikki. Sweet. Very sweet. Okay. Now this is white, and I'm going back over the dark in a few areas, and I know what it does. It actually gives it almost like a purple look. It's so pretty. It'll dry a little bit differently, but for those of you that remember the piece that I did in the class in Solana Beach when I went there with Q and Debbie and I taught, there's a piece there that I did that I posted and stuff. I'm going to be redoing that. I'm going to do that finish in 2 weeks on an online class. For those of you that like to take classes but you want to stay home in your jammies on a Sunday, you don't have to actually be live, but I'm going to have that done. I'm going to do that piece and redo that because we started off with like yellow, and it has red and mermaid tail and bohemian blue. Anyway, I love that piece so much. It's really warm and inviting, and I'm going to teach that in an online class coming up February 24th. So if you think you might want to take that, you can pop over to the turquoiseiris.com for that as well. So next Friday, I'm going to see if Anissa and Q will do a painting with me and collaborate for Friday Night Live. And we'll see what we can come up with. Doesn't that sound like fun, you guys? All right, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I don't know if you guys can really see exactly the differences that the waxes are making, but when I photograph it, I'll do my absolute best to get them photographed for you. And then I just want to come in with some clear, because you can see here in the middle section, I did not put any wax. So I'm just going to finish it with some clear over the whole thing. And we'll flip it around and do the next side, and we'll be done. And I'm going to get it inside and stage it for my client, Miss Roberta. She said she didn't care. We told everybody who she was. And now that's my hair. No, thank you. This is our wax brush from Paint Pixie, guys. And so it's going to come on a little bit darker. I have a brush specifically for clear. I have one specifically for dark and black, and then I have another one for white. So this is just clear that I'm putting over in basically the areas where I didn't put white and brown. So we can buff it tomorrow with my Buffy brush, also from Paint Pixie. And those of you that have ordered my art brushes through Paint Pixie, the Turquoise Iris, they're going to be on my website soon. But I'm just waiting on my web designer to get them up on my page. For now, you can just go to the paintpixie.com and click on the Turquoise Iris and order the art brushes. I know we've had several orders, and for those of you being already so supportive of just the pre-orders alone, I'm so thrilled for you. Y'all are so awesome, and I'm so grateful. It's wet and splotchy right now, but that's the clear. That's what the clear is doing. It'll dry and be wonderful. And you see this section? Nope. My web designer got hers up. I know, you did yours. But I don't know how to do, I can do photos all day long. But there's a couple of things about I don't know how to do. And frankly, I want him to do it, not me. Or Abigail. I want Abigail to do it. Okay, I'm about ready to flip this thing to the other side, guys. So now this whole piece has been covered in wax. It's just been 3 different colors: dark brown, white, and clear. So when it's all completely dry, there's a few splotchy parts because that's where the wet clear wax is. It's gonna look wonderful. I just know it. So I'm gonna flip it around to the other side. Don't mind me moving. And I guess this one's not a very heavy one, so I don't have it on rollers. I'll just paint it right here with you guys. That way I get it done. If I get off of here, I might get distracted and start on something else, but now I can just get it done. We would love to try Paint Pixie, but they don't ship. They don't ship to New Zealand? Not yet, huh? They will soon. I have no doubt. I have no doubt we'll ship soon to New Zealand. Josie, what are your thoughts on that? If you're still on here. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. In the beginning of the video, I showed the whole front, top to bottom. So, look at that. Paint Pixie said she can add New Zealand. See, we can ship you our art brushes. We can ship you any of the brushes to New Zealand. Okay, so this time I'm gonna start from the bottom and work my way up. So I'm gonna go back with my brown, my dark brown. Not much. If you get too much brown wax and you put it over a creamy white, it's gonna look bad. It's gonna look bad. See, Vanessa? Ask and you shall receive. Don't you love that? So I'm just going to lightly go around the edges because I want to frame it with some shadowing. Is anybody that's on here right now coming to the class on Saturday? This time Saturday, we'll be together. Anybody? Your code is 2019 in Auckland. Josie says I use camera. Oh, y'all are talking shipping. Okay, cool. Yeah, the response to the art brushes, even so far, even for just the pre-sale, has been really good. Right now, this is just the dark brown, guys, and we're not using very much. We're going to use a combination of the clear, the white, and the dark brown. Just in a random order. It doesn't need to be perfect, okay? I don't do perfect. Y'all know that. Michelle says she's coming. This is like Michelle's 7th class. Thank you, Michelle. Guess what I wasn't aware of? I shipped wholesale prior. Thanks, Hope. How are you, girl? Okay. I'm gonna put a little white over the brown because I love the color that it makes. piece is so worn, the original finish. It's got a lot of wood grain coming through, and wax just really gets down there in the creases and down in the grain, and I love the way that looks. I just play with the wax, you guys, because the wax, it may feel like it's permanent, but it really isn't, because if you put clear back over your dark color, you can pretty well pull it back off and soften it a little bit. So don't get too scared, but I do encourage you to try wax. It really adds a lot of color and depth and texture to your work. Okay, now clear right in the middle. And you might be thinking, oh Lordy, this is too many steps. I can't do all of this. You don't have to. I'm just showing you options. I'm showing you that adding clear wax even pulls the color and deepens it, enriches it. Or you can use dark wax, or you can use black wax. You can color your waxes. You know, if you put a little wax in a little container, clear, and add some color, add some DIY. DIY is so highly pigmented. It's about 5 times more pigmented than other chalk-like and clay-based paints. So if you add a little bit, it acts like a dye. So you can dye your clothes. You can dye anything with it. It's so highly pigmented. So if you put it in with clear wax, you can make your own colored waxes. And one of my favorites to make is turquoise. I like to take Old 57 and mix it with clear wax and create a turquoise wax. When you are doing hardware or a piece that you want to have just a beautiful turquoise, it's like that wax gets down in the hardware and it's a turquoise wax and it ends up drying. Anyway, it's my most favorite. If you'll take golden ticket and mix it with just a little bit of marquee, you can create a copper. And then if you take that copper and you seal it with a turquoise wax that you made, I don't even know what that meant. You wipe back your wax after applying. Yes, Shannon. So now that I have this down, I'm going to take my rag and I'm going to wipe it down just a little bit in case I got any chunks or anything. That's what my rag is for. See my white marks? I'm going to wipe it down, and then tomorrow I will buff it with my Pink Pixie buff brush. I'm just going over it. Make sure I didn't get any chunks or any random pieces. It's splotchy over here because this is really wet. But see, this is my rag, so a little bit of the brown came off. All right, so we can do the top, and then we're going to be like this close to being done, ladies and gentlemen. Woohoo! And then I can get it scheduled to ship to Idaho. It's already sold. See, okay? You love how the colors went together? Thank you. Okay, let me bring it back down just a smidge. Okay, so we did brown first, dark brown. We're just gonna frame it out a little bit and just cause a little bit of shadowing. Thank you. Just a little bit. DIY wax goes a long way. It's so creamy. Start at the top, and then I'm going to turn it back around when we're done. I'll show you the front of it again. So if you'll hang tight, the front is completely finished. I finished it in my group today. I basically painted the whole thing in the group. So we'll show you the front, and I hand painted flowers on it with my new art brushes. So I'll turn that back around in here in a few minutes and we can get this side done. If you haven't tried a combination of white wax over the color Bohemian Blue, or any teal paint that you have, it's a really good combination, you guys. It's really good. The other one I love over Bohemian Blue is a black wax. And of course it's super dark and you can't tell from a distance that it's not black. But I did a piece, the sides and the top with a Bohemian Blue top. And I put white wax over it and it was so stinking pretty. So if you haven't tried that, I recommend that one too. Guys, if you have questions about paint colors or my brushes or anything, I'll put my links up here in just a few minutes when we get off of here. And then you can go there and you can read, you can check out prices and shipping and all of those kind of things. I'm only going down about 6 to 8, in a few areas, 12 inches for the dark wax. I'm not covering the whole piece. Just kind of framing it top, bottom, and the sides. Okay, now I'm going to take my rag and go over it. I feel like I'm like boring you guys, but only I feel that way because I'm really concentrating. You know, when you're finishing a piece that is already sold, you just want to like make sure the customer is going to still love it. So that's how I feel. I feel like I'm really concentrating. What paint colors did you use, Mariana? I used colors from DIY Paint, from Debbie's Design Diary, and Bohemian Blue, Farm Fresh is this blue color, and then I used Sandy Blonde, and then I finished with crinoline at the bottom. You just made the gesture for Bellissimo. What is that? What'd I do? Bellissimo. What is the gesture for Bellissimo? Oh, Sheila, thank you. No idea what classes. Did you go to the turquoiseiris.com? So I have an online class coming up the 24th, which would be a really good, fun one for you to do. You can stay at home. You can watch the playback for up to 4 weeks. But there's a lot of tutorials on there. So the most popular ones, it seems like, are the Ombre one, because it shows you basically how I did this kind of technique. And those are all on sale for $47. So they were $77, and I'm still running a special since the beginning of the year on all of my tutorials. So they're like 3 to 4 hours long, and they are only $47. Now I'm going to do a little white back over the brown. Just a few areas. I can't wait to show you the front for those of you that haven't seen it yet. Hang tight. Don't worry about it getting it so perfect and even, you guys, because when you're doing a distressed piece, it's going to distress on its own. The idea is you want it to look as natural as possible. This is so light. I'm not re-dipping my brush back in the white. I'm basically just cleaning my brush with what was on there, just basically getting all the extra excess off of here. And then I'll wipe it down with my rag, and then with the areas that we haven't hit yet, we'll go with it in with a clear. I thought about wrapping some of the flowers on the side, but to be honest with you, I just don't want it to be overload. Like I need it to be simple and elegant. And I was afraid that if I wrapped them for a piece this size, that it would really just be, well, it would just be too much. If it was a larger armoire, I could see it more, but this one's not a large one. Okay, oh, got white down here. Super, now for clear. Everybody doing okay? Thanks, Roberta. That's right. Thank you for putting your classes on sale. Corrine, you are very welcome. I actually released a brand new one called The Basics. One of my most recent in-person classes, I had a couple of questions where they were like, they're so complicated, there's so many steps, and I thought, wait a minute, you know what, I've never even taught a basics class about painting. I've always just jumped heavy into the really in-depth courses and thought, well, I should do a basics class. So I taught that. It's a 2-hour-long class recorded, and I just made it available this week online too. So it's called like the Basics of Furniture Painting, and it's on sale for $47 too. So anyway, you're welcome. I'm also, as if I'm not doing enough, I just thought, why not? One of my most favorite things to do is to help others feel more comfortable doing Facebook Lives, especially for those of you that have businesses, whether you make cakes or you make jewelry. If you are a jewelry maker and if you would do a live making a necklace and actually show people how you're doing it, or not even how you're doing it, you don't even have to be on it. You could tilt the camera down and just show them your workspace. That would help your engagement and your business page so much. So I'm teaching a Facebook Live course. It's starting March 27th, April 3rd, and April 10th. Those are going to be the 3 days. It'll be for 3 weeks. And I've got to get that up on my website. I asked if anybody had any interest, and well, they did. So we're going to learn how to do it, and I'm going to give you, for Facebook Lives, I'm going to go ahead and just give you how to, the technical side of it. We'll go over the equipment, and then I'm going to give you lots of help getting over the fear. We're going to give you lots of help on what to talk about, what to show. So if anybody's interested in that, I'll have that up on the website this week. And that, like I said, that course will start March 27th. It'll be 3 weeks, an hour per Wednesday at noon, but just know that you don't have to be there, because I know that most of you are going to be at work. You don't have to be there. You'll be able to watch your course back for 4 weeks. One of my most favorite things in my group, I have a weekly segment called Talk to Me Tuesday, and it gives the ladies in the group an opportunity to practice going live. What buttons to push, and everybody in the group knows it's my favorite time. Now it's splotchy right now, only because this is wet. So it's going to need to dry, and I'm going to flip it around. Tonda Mullins, you're so sweet. Diane, thank you. I think you're awesome. The door opening. Peekaboo. Oh, I'm so silly. Beyond talented. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate you, Diane. Okay, so the front of it, and it is finished. I'm going to get it inside in just a little bit. Betty, thank you for watching too. I know you've been here through the whole thing. I'm going to get the entire thing I'm going to get it inside, dummy. And I'm going to photograph it so I can get Miss Roberta here some photographs. And oh, Josie, hi, sweetie. Thank you. I'm pretty happy with it. I actually used all of our art brushes, the turquoise iris for the front. I think I used all 8 of them. So the edge came in pretty handy, and so did the assistant, but also the cheerleader. She was crucial for this makeover, because when I am doing vines, I use a lot of the cheerleader. Antonia! Oh, look at all those caps. Thank you. I appreciate you. So the cheerleader here was really important for making my vines and my flowers, because I wanted more like a clematis vine, and clematis comes in blue and white and pink and purple. And at our last house we had the biggest lattice. We had 2 big huge lattice boards of blue clematis, and it just grew wild. Now I did coral on this because, well, coral and turquoise just look more attractive together as far as the contrast. So it has a brown wax and then it has a white wax, which totally softens it. And let me just tell you something. You got to see these flowers. Let me just bring you in closer before I let you go. Hi, Laura Brandt. So earlier, see how the texture is right here, guys? So I waxed and then sanded off the top of the wax. Okay, so sand and then wax, and then I sanded again. And so you have all of this coming through this brighter color where the top layer of the wax came off. And frankly, I love the way it looks right in here. So you're saying it's magical. Thank you so much. It's like a faraway place. It's an Alice in Wonderland type of place. How much is the live painting class next weekend? So do you mean the one in person or the online class? Ondina, which one do you mean? Because next week is actually the in-person class. That's with Anissa. She's going to teach with me. In invite in Facebook. I think in invite. Oh, the yes person. Yes, it's $150. It's on my website under workshops. It's $150. So everybody that comes, we're going to put your name in a drawing, and one of you will win my piece. One of you will win Anissa's piece. One of you will win some free paint prizes, and Anissa's actually bringing a painting and giving it away. So lots of prizes next week, but it's $150, and it's under theturquoiseiris.com, Ondina, and it is under paint workshops. So Laura is giving me hearts right now because she's coming. You love the secret garden idea. Well, Roberta, it's all yours. It's all yours. So I'm going to get it inside. I'm lying. I'm going to ask Matt to get it inside, and then I'm going to photograph it. And tomorrow I will wax it, or excuse me, I will buff it, and so it's all ready to go to Idaho, and I'll get it scheduled with James too. So thank you for the hearts. Thanks guys for being here with me during this makeover. Come Monday, we've got a bigger wardrobe over here. We're going to get started for a customer, and it's going to be a really fun one too. You guys that are interested in the figure studies that I've been working on, the first 12, I'll just tell you, the bad news is for you guys is that they did sell, and I know a lot of you were so kind to ask me about them and how much they were and when are they available. I had a buyer buy all 12 of them and keep them as a set. So good news for me. Really, really, really flattered by that. But I've been working to get more out. So I will have at least 6 of them available tomorrow. I have 3 that I posted already. Oh, Laura, you're so cute. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Staring at your phone. I mean, that's right. Reminds you of Narnia. That's so cool. So I'll have 6 out tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, but I'll get them on my website tomorrow. My figure studies part 2, and I'll just continue to put those on there. I'm having the best time with them, and the response has been overwhelmingly positive. I haven't had any negativity, which has been, when you throw yourself out there, I feel like everybody sees me naked. Like, it's such a vulnerable feeling. Like I'm standing on stage with my arms up, nothing on. When you're doing something new that you just don't know how it's going to be received, that's how it feels, right? And so when I put my figure studies out, you know, I don't know if my audience is ready. I don't know if they appreciate it. It's part of my learning process to learn about color blocking and shading and shapes. It's part of it, and I hope that it can really, 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 really get my florals even better as well. So I plan on using a lot of the same concepts in my florals coming up, but I needed to get through my figure studies. I had someone tell me they wanted a huge one for their bathroom, and this person is, yeah, like if she wants it, by God, she's gonna get it. Okay, so oh, thanks, Judy. Yes, Heather, total stage fright. It's post fright. It's post fright. That's what it's called. I'm making it up. Hashtag it. Post fright, when you put something out for the first time and you don't know how your audience is going to receive it, and you can't see their faces. You're posting it and you're like, what are they saying? Hey, honey, can you read the comments and tell me what they're saying? It's like that, post-fright. I don't know. If that was silly, Facebook, could you delete that out of there? All right, guys. I am going to sit right over here at this table. I know, right? I'm not telling you. But it's like, oh my God. So I won't be nervous, but I have till May to get it done. You love the pregnant woman. Renee, I'm going to do a series of them. Okay, I needed to test it out, but I'm going to go ahead and do a whole series of pregnant women. My mother bought a painting at an art show years ago, and she still has it hanging. And yes, Marlis, yes. We won't tell. I'll tell you in private, okay? I'll tell you in private. Because, well, you kind of need to know, actually. My mom bought a painting of two women, and they were kind of back to back, and they're in, one's in a yellow, blue, beautiful dress, and one's in a red, beautiful dress. And it wasn't like they were real obviously pregnant, but they were, and I mean, you could tell, but it wasn't, it was just, they were just standing there, and it's very abstract, but you can tell it's women, and you can tell that they're pregnant, and it still hangs in her entryway as one of her favorite paintings. And I just think it's one of those times in everyone's life, we feel so many different feelings during that. We feel self-doubt. There's pain in it because unfortunately sometimes not everybody gets to deliver their babies. There's excitement, and every day it's a new feeling. And so if you get to experience it, the whole part of it, you are completely blessed, right? And so to feel all of that, and I don't know, it's something that I decided I definitely am going to do a whole series of, and that will actually be coming up next after I finish my part 2. Part 3 will be pregnancy women. So anyway, you guys, thanks for being here with me today, and thank you for the shares and all of the hearts. It is intense. It is emotional. It's a every day, and it continues to be that forever and ever, right? But it's life, and it's beautiful. Okay, so Wendy and Josie are chatting, and we're in Arlington until Friday, and then Miss Josie headed to Florida. Headed to Florida. You guys, if you have any questions or any concerns about the paint or the brushes, just message me. I'm going to post my links here so you can quickly find it if you have questions about prices. And I appreciate you all, and I will probably see you here Monday. Take care.